Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Animals take many shapes and forms and come in a great diversity of sizes, from microscopic to the 30-meter-long blue whale. But sometimes they gain excessive fat they're not supposed to have, which ends up making things very uncomfortable. Today, we're looking at the 15 fattest animals ever seen. Number 1's definitely gonna shock you, so stay tuned for that. Number 15. Garfield the Cat. Considering how lazy cats can be with exercise and running, it's important for owners to keep an eye on how much they're eating. Otherwise, they end up overeating and being overweight, just like this real-life Garfield. This is an example of things getting way out of hand. After the death of his owner, Garfield the cat was brought to an animal shelter in New York. But the cat wasn't like any other cat out there. It tipped the scale at 38 pounds. That is more than an average weight of a toddler. Due to a luxurious lifestyle by his previous owner, the cat had gotten very fat. But even for animals, too much fat can be life-threatening. So after being taken to the shelter, their diet was radically changed, and he was forced to lose 15 to 20 pounds. The chunky boy was really cute though. Number 14. Bob the Hedgehog. This is no ordinary hedgehog. Bob is somewhat of a celebrity in Japan, and it's easy to see why. And if you still don't get it, the fluffy little creature doesn't have any particular ability, it's just fat. And not only fat, but this is actually the fattest hedgehog in the country. Now, its owner says that Bob is like that because it insists on eating too much food. But people have concluded that the little monster is being fed a lot because it's become very famous in the community for being fat. The cafe where it's kept is known to overfeed the hedgehogs. That shows how bad the place actually is. Obesity in anyone is bad, even if it's a cute little hedgehog. Number 13. Oisin the orangutan. Oisin is a bit bigger than your average orangutan, quite a bit bigger. At 220 pounds, she's about twice as large as she should be. Oisin has been kept as a pet her whole life, living with humans in South Africa. Often left alone, her owners would feed her lots of sweets and junk food like marshmallows to appease her while they were gone. As doctors put it, Oisin's weight problem is a result of spoiled child syndrome. Monkey World is Oisin's new home, an ape rescue and rehabilitation facility in the United Kingdom. The place is not only getting Oisin's diet back on the right track, with lots of fruits and veggies, but will also teach her how to live as part of a healthy and happy orangutan community, something she lacked living with humans at her old home. Number 12. Squirrels. I'm sure you've noticed it hasn't been very cold so far this winter. It's been annoying for those of us who love snow, but the unseasonably warm weather has an upside. Squirrels generally start to get quite roly-poly in the winter months, but since recent years, they've been fatter than ever. This is actually due to climate change. Researchers have concluded that mild winters leave an abundance of food for the squirrels. Usually, they don't need to eat much during winter, but because there's lots of food, they end up feasting most of the time. While some do emerge from winter lighter, a significant share of their fat stores may remain, and that's the reason why squirrels are getting chunkier every winter. Number 11. 747 the bear. Did you know that Katmai National Park and Preserve in southern Alaska celebrates its fattest brown bears? The park holds Fat Bear Week, an online competition that highlights how intensely the bears eat, stuffing themselves with sockeye salmon at the Brooks River to gain weight for winter hibernation. In 2020, during the annual Battle of Heavyweights, a salmon-chomping bear named 747, just like the jetliner, emerged as the most fabulously fat. He was named the heaviest among all 12 contestants. Now, I'm not sure if it's ethical or not, but more than 600,000 people voted in the competition. Whatever the case, 747 does look majestic. Number 10. Cassie. No, this is not a Photoshop picture at all. This is Cassie, the border collie that gained weight due to being overfed by its owner. When the dog first made headlines, tipping the scale at 128 pounds, the report was accused of photoshopping the dog's pictures to make her look larger than life. Oh, if only that were the case. The dog was actually suffering from obesity. She was taken in by the Dogs Trust Rehoming Center in Warwickshire after her elderly owner fell ill. When questioned, the woman admitted that her dog had been raised on a steady diet of junk food and that she'd never eaten dog food in her life. How cruel. She was put on a low-calorie dog food diet and a gentle exercise routine, and now the collie has lost a lot of pounds. We're proud of her progress. Good for her. Number 9. Rocky the Goldfish. You would need a large tank and bank balance if you wanted to take Rocky home to keep. The whopping guppy is believed to be Britain's biggest goldfish, weighing more than a bag of sugar or a premature baby. Rocky is 6 inches long, 4 inches wide, and weighs a staggering 2 pounds 10 ounces and costs more than $4,500. Number 8. Mabel the Pig. You may remember Mabel. The obese pig made headlines back in 2017 when it was rescued by an animal shelter from cruel owners who overfed the poor creature. Mabel ended up being close to 200 pounds at one point in its life. Because of being overweight, Mabel was very depressed. The poor thing couldn't even walk. To help Mabel lose weight, the staff fed her 6 small meals a day with basic pig feed, as well as healthy snacks of celery and cucumber, a more appropriate diet than the high-calorie dog food her previous owner allegedly fed her. She now weighs less than 120 pounds. Number 7. Darius the Rabbit. How big is the biggest rabbit you've ever seen? I bet it wasn't bigger than the rabbit I'm about to show you. At 1.3 meters and 50 pounds, Darius is currently the biggest rabbit in the world. It's so big that from far away, it kinda looks like a dog. The father and son is the largest breed of bunny known as continental giants. This type of rabbit can grow as big as 1 meter long, but Darius is even larger than the normal continental giant. If you think there cannot be any rabbit bigger than this, think again. Darius's own son, Jeff, is on the path to breaking his father's record. Number 6. Hamster. Looking at this chunky hamster, I assume he hasn't been using his running wheel anywhere. Hamsters are known to become overweight in a cage because the purpose of their life in there is just to eat, sleep, and poop. Lion the hamster is one big example, pun intended. His owners fed him a lot of cheese, which I think is a crime against hamsterity. Lion is actually twice the size he should be. I hope he's put on a strict diet soon for his sake. Number 5. Raccoon. If given too much food and too little exercise, raccoons can suffer from the bloats, the roundness, and the obesities, just like humans. You must have seen chubby raccoons somewhere, but there's one that beats every raccoon out there when it comes to fatness. Meet Bandit, the pet raccoon. It's probably safe to say that Bandit, the pet raccoon, didn't climb to the tops of many trees, especially when his weight mushroomed to 75 pounds. He weighed more than 3 times the average rate for a male raccoon, and unfortunately, he passed away in May of 2004. Old, fat, and sassy. Number 4. Kookaburra. When it comes to fat animals, the last thing on your mind would be a bird, right? Well, you'd be surprised to see what humans did to an innocent little kookaburra. Too many tasty sausages almost killed this bird. Yeah, you heard that right. She became so obese from barbecue handouts that she could not fly when attacked by dogs in a Mossman Park. After weighing in at 1 pound, 40% heavier than a typical adult bird, the kookaburra has been sent to bird boot camp to shed weight. That shows that we're killing the wildlife even with kindness. Number 3. Great white shark. The great white might not be the biggest shark in the ocean, but this plankton-munching giant is still pretty huge. Weighing in around 1,500 pounds on average, a great white is definitely a monstrous creature. But even that is nothing compared to the great white shark once caught on camera by a diver. This bare attempt shows the shark trying to attack a cage with a human inside. Just look at the size of that great white. This must weigh close to 3,000 pounds. Now, I'm not sure if it's pregnant or just fat, but what do you guys think? Number 2. Obi the Dash Hound. Next up, we have another incredible dog with a tragic story. He's the self-proclaimed winner of the dog's version of the weight loss show, The World's Biggest Loser, and it's hard to disagree. Obi the Dash Hound weighed in at a whopping 77 pounds when he was the heaviest. He was so obese that he couldn't even walk properly. Obi was forced to undergo some strict dietary changes, which included no extra treats and plenty of extra walks. Through hard work and perseverance, he's managed to shed all that excess weight and now weighs in at 23 pounds. This is one of the best weight loss stories ever. Number 1. Giant Pixie Frog. The American bullfrog, more commonly known as the Pixie frog, is one of the biggest frog species that are native to most countries in Africa. These frogs are found everywhere and are mostly healthy, but the ones that are put in captivity end up gaining a lot of weight. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Just look at this giant pixie frog that was overfed and kept in captivity. The frog ended up being obese and couldn't even move. Isn't that just sad to see? Which one of these chubby animals did you find the most fascinating? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.